So Kris Kringle, aka Santa Claus, was a boy who fought alongside elves in an elf versus human war and acquired a magical power which has been lost to the centuries, and basically fought and killed a lot of people. Because why not? Hello once again, readers of good books. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my college dorm room. Now today I'm going to be talking about a book that I've been reading for over the course of the last few months or so, and it's called Kringle by Feuti. This book came out in June of 2014. I have been reading it, like I said, over the course of the last few months, and I have finished it now, so let's talk about it. The main thing to notice is that the book is split into 3 different sections. It is a Kindle only book as well, so you'd have to either get the Kindle app on your computer or your phone, or actually have a Kindle in your possession in order to read it. So there is that. And Derek also contacted me personally. I can't remember for the life of me how he did it because it was so long ago, but he did contact me to read it. So if you are an author and you want me to read something you have done, I can do that. It might just take me a little while to do. Kringle follows the life of a boy named Kris. As a child, he was found by a young elf woman named Estelle, and he is raised by her. She is someone who takes it upon herself to raise any young infants that she finds. Oftentimes they are brought to her personally if the parents cannot raise the child or if it's just found. And he is a human among elves, and so he sticks out like a sore thumb among them. But he grows up among them and he aspires to be like them, especially the warriors who visit Estelle's cabin quite often, and so there's that whole thing. Eventually, as he becomes of age, he goes off to fight, and he ends up being taught how to use magic by his mentor Feuti. Magic in this world is something which has been lost and cannot be found. That is the main inspiration for this war which is happening between the elves and the humans in the story. The humans are looking for the lost magic which they think they can use to become all powerful and control everything, and the elves are trying to just defend their home for the most part, and so that is kind of the conflict which is in the background and then very much in the present ground of the third act of the story. But one of the main things I did like about the story is that we got to see the elf versus human conflict, both sides of it. We get to see characters from the human side, mainly the captain, and we also get to see people from the elf side, mainly Kris and other people among him, whose names I can't remember for the life of me right now. We see their stories, we see kind of what they're doing behind the scenes and just in their various situations, and I thought that the author did that in a really good way, just flipping back and forth between a bunch of different characters. It works really well, it flows really well, and I enjoyed reading it that way. The story is also very, very unique in its approach to the Santa Claus origin story. This isn't really something that I thought would be a thing, because growing up I saw the little kids' Christmas movie with the claymation and whatnot, and I thought, oh, that's how Santa Claus happened. Apparently not. I'm sure there are a bunch of different myths and origins for Santa Claus, but this is definitely one of the more unique ones, and it's one of the more fantasy-driven ones that I really, really enjoyed. And there are a bunch of little hints throughout the story, because right off the bat, Kris is not nearly close to what we recognize Kris Kringle as being in our time and place. He is a young boy, he is a warrior, he wants to fight, he kills multiple times, and he just is a badass by the end of the story, and it's a really cool transition to see, and we get to see a bunch of different hints to alluding to who he will eventually become, in theory. My only real issue with the book itself was the ending to it, honestly, because I'm not going to go into any real big spoilers here, but there is a very big battle and confrontation which happens at the very end of the story, in like the last 20 pages probably, and then it just builds up, and then done. One of the people just thinks of, oh, I can do this, when it seems like all hope is lost, and then the bad person is defeated, and happy days around everything. And so I would have really liked to see that kind of not end happily and have it transition into a second or third possible novel, and I would have just liked to see that happen more than just have it all wrapped up in a nice little bow when everything is built up so well. That is my only real issue that I had with the story itself. Some of the themes in the story, like I said before, is that there is good and evil on both sides of every war. We see the good people on the elves, mainly good people on the L's, because it seems like that is the side that we really are rooting for the most part. The humans are kind of seen as the enemy for a large majority of the story, and so it's very hard to side with them unless you see their motivations, and you do see some of the people's motivations, and it is really well done. And it does make you care about what is going to happen to all these different people. And then lastly, power, in this case magic. The idea of power in the story is used immensely because the humans in the story are all looking for this power, this magic source which will grant them immense power and status and just rule and dominance over everything. And that is how it was used in the past, and now the elves have lost it because they used it in that purpose too. So just the idea of power in the story is really, really used well, and I really liked seeing it in that regard. But as a whole, I definitely think Kringle is worth your time if you want to pay $3 for it. For Kindle on Amazon, that's the place I found it. I would definitely recommend it. Definitely go read it and check it out if you so choose. I also have a short story on Amazon just saying called The Bridge, so check that out. Link in the description down below. But that's my thoughts. I really did enjoy Kringle. I read it, like I said, just over the course of the last few months, mainly going back and forth from the bunch of movies that I've been seeing in the last month. But if you have read Kringle, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you dislike it more than I did? Let me know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.